Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to the drearies once again because it looks like sunshine's going to be hard to get. Now, I'm not going to totally take the sunshine out, but I do think it will be very rare here. And we've had 15 of 19 days with 0 minutes of sunshine in those 15 of 19 days. And in those 4 other days, we know it was just minutes here and there. Hey, good morning, Brian Donaldson and Dave Pinnell. Welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update. What are we going to talk about today? It's a pretty quiet weather. And although this is known as the blizzard time because we had the 1967 blizzard, January 26th, 27th, and the 1978 blizzard same time. It's also a time period where I found the storm track can dip to the south and we can kind of go quiet. And that's what we're going to do here, it looks like, for about the next week or so. Hey, good morning, Jim Verboski from Toledo and Vived Souders and Mark Haas from Livonia. Good morning. All right, so we're going to talk about any sunshine on the way, the next weather maker. It's out in the distance. Another warm up, and we are going to talk about an eventual cool down on the way. So let's start here and show you the sunshine or lack thereof. A lot of cloudiness around. You know what, though? A lot of people ask me, what keeps us between a lot of sunshine here in Michigan? And I always joke with them about 500 feet. Because if you get in a plane and you take off, you fly through those clouds real quickly. So this layer of clouds is 500, 1,000 feet thick, and it can break at times where you can see occasional sunshine. And it can do that because there isn't a storm system around that would actually make solid banks of clouds. It's just this kind of low cloudiness that gets stuck here in Michigan. Here's the larger picture. You see the storm down to the south, see it down in Texas. That's why I say the storm track for this one is going to be to the south, down into the southeast, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, and that will miss us, and that keeps us out of the storm track for this week, it looks like. All righty, so let's now look at our favorite, the European model. Again, I apologize, all the squiggly lines, that's the way we do it in weather, but the main thing you want to get out of this is that the red lines are warmer weather, and of course you could see where the storm systems are, or lack of storm systems. So this is Wednesday. There's the storm in the southeast. If you're traveling to the southeast, you might want to watch it through Tennessee, North Georgia. It might be cold enough for a little bit of issues there. And then we go into Thursday. We're still quiet and dry. And we go into Friday, and we might get some snow showers around on Friday or a rain shower, but nothing that's put together real well. Now, this is Friday night, Saturday morning, so a little weather maker, 1/10, 2/10 of an inch. That would probably on Friday night, Saturday morning, probably be snow, but it could also lean toward being mixed with rain. Yes, Sandy Street, talk about a mild winter so far. Yes, it's creeping up on us. It hasn't seemed really warm, but it hasn't been cold either. And so it is creeping up on a mild winter. Now, here's the next warming trend that's starting to show up on everything. It's short lived. It comes in Sunday, into Monday, and into Tuesday before our next storm system. And I will go out into the future, and everything does want to show that we start to get a cool down. I'll call it a cool down, but remember, in February, a cool down is cold to a lot of folks. So I think we might eventually, we're out at February 6th now and February 7th. Eventually, I think by somewhere between February 4th and 8th, you probably better plan on getting back to February-like temperatures in the 20s. What's the weather from Muskegon to Grand Rapids, Elizabeth Platte? It's A-OK today. Let's see. Yes, gloomy in Ishpeming. All right. now we'll look at the temperatures and I'll show you that warming trend that's coming. Let me center this a little bit better for you. Hey, see, I'm getting the hang of it. All right, so today we're in the low to mid 30s, and tomorrow about the same, 32 to 35-ish, southern half of lower, about 30 northern lower. This is Thursday, maybe just a degree cooler, but not much temperature movement at all here. And let's see, Friday, mid 30s. Saturday, mid to upper 30s. Sunday, upper 30s, much of lower Michigan, maybe 40 in the southern third, maybe from Flint to Grand Rapids southward, maybe 40 degrees. And then that couple of day warm up, that's hard to say, couple day warm up early next week into the 40s, maybe 50 in the far south. But that's before the cool down. And we'll look at the cool down here now. This, what I'm showing you, is the US model on what we call the ensemble mode. So what they do is they take the model and they start it with 51, I believe it is, 51 different little nuances at the start and run it 51 times and then take the average of that. So it's not a great forecast on nailing things, but it's a great forecast in that it doesn't jump all over, and it shows you the average. And what we're looking at is we're looking at the upper level temperatures. And remember, when we're in the yellows and oranges and reds and that brownish color, we are warmer than normal. And then when we get into the blues and greens, we're colder than normal. So we're into this weekend, and there's our warmth on Monday into Tuesday. And then here's a cold spell coming late next week, and we're talking 5 degrees colder than normal. That's going to feel like a shock, admittedly, because normal at that point would be around 28 to 30 degrees. So you take 5 off of that, a high of 22. Whew, burr! How are we going to ever be able to handle that one? Let's see. Will I need my shovel anytime up in Bay City anytime soon? No, Lindsay, it's going to be probably a week before you need it at quickest. Now we're into Thursday of next week, and then we're into late next week into the weekend, and another shot of cool air trying to come down. Notice that ridge building in the southeast. That's very interesting. I personally think that we're going to have some cold shots in February, not extreme cold. And they probably will only last a couple of days here and there, and then we might get into some milder weather. So I would say February is probably going to average about normal, possibly could average colder than normal. I think if we don't get a lot of snow and ice built up in February, then we are pacing toward an early spring if the weather pattern doesn't flip-flop. No signs of a flip-flop right now. Elizabeth Platt, how about the first week of February? Yeah, that's when we're going to start to get the cool down. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. This is the MLive Morning Weather Update. There you have it. Quiet weather, but we're searching for sunshine, and you might get it. Just pull over off the side of the road and enjoy it if you do, because it probably will not last long. Ryan Lynch, plowable snow anytime soon. Not anything widespread, anything planned right now. Thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We'll see you back